got it going on. You're dead wrong.
Welcome to Queen Blizzy Speaks. You already know we're going to address that disrespect towards foundational Black Americans. Fat Joe, you're going to have to put some respect on it. New York, you already know we're going to have to check that. But before we get to that, we want to say happy Kwanzaa. Hey, Kwanzaa is an African American holiday. Currently, it is celebrated estimately by over 30 million people. So the more we celebrate it, the more we get it out there. Representation is important. Culture is important. So this is something for us to have culturally. It's 7 days. Each day has a principle that is much needed for the type of work that we are looking to do as foundational Black Americans today. Now, into Fat Joe and his disrespectful statements, his tone and delivery, unacceptable. His unfactual information, unacceptable. It is a known fact that hip-hop was started by African Americans with contributions from different cultures. Now, what you want to understand is how, as African Americans, we have created and birthed multiple genres leading up to hip-hop. So it all keys into each other. So before you even get to hip-hop, you start seeing early forms of rap and funk, soul music. James Brown is the most sampled artist in hip-hop right now. So a lot of the samples of the earlier Black genres went into hip-hop culture, from jazz when they were scatting. That went into the rap format, as well as even the Harlem Renaissance, and they had the dance called the swing. That is very reflective of today's Harlem dances in the Get Light movement. You can go back to Negro spirituals, where we would say music in a flow, in a format, in a mystique, mysterious way, where we would understand what it meant while outsiders or the oppressors would not. So that leads into how we even format our metaphors today. So it's a long time coming, this hip-hop thing, and our whole lineage going back from the banjo influencing country music to Black people starting rock and roll, to soul, to jazz, to rhythm and blues, which went on to be contemporary R&B layers as well. All of these things we continuously created, so you couldn't possibly think that when the 70s came, we just stopped creating and a new group of people came in and made a culture. Our culture has been how we dress. So even when people come over here and they become a part of the hip-hop culture, they change their swag and the way we wearing our clothes. You know, we're not a boastful culture when it comes to these things, but maybe we should be, because people seem to want us to forget who we are. You come over, you're imitating the different styles, and it's okay if it's positive and embracing, but not if you're disrespected in the background, saying that we don't have a culture, which is what Busta Rhymes said when he made his wealth off of being a part of this culture. If hip-hop was made in these Caribbean countries, then you would see hip-hop music more dominant or even existent more in these places, and it's not. So what happens is people came over here and became a part of the culture that was building up already. There's a timeline there. Another statement that Fat Joe made in regards to the foundational Black Americans being broke, if he is claiming to be from the original principles of hip-hop, he would know that hip-hop culture was about making something out of nothing. It was never about the person with the most money being the correct person in the room. So it just looks like he's showing a lot of unfavorable character. And when we look at where did hip-hop culture go wrong, we have to look at behaviors like that and acknowledge that they are unacceptable and don't have a place in this atmosphere. So I definitely want to give a big salute to the culture of foundational Black Americans, as well as the Pan-African movement, which is all cultures, all Black cultures unified. So we want to give a salute to all of these participants that has been positive in unity and in support. We do want to acknowledge that there are a percentage of people that are behaving this way, where they have a problem with foundational Black Americans claiming their own identity, and they're taking offense to that when we don't take offense or insert ourselves into any other Black subculture and what they have going on culturally and together. So we expect the same respect. I would say I'm glad that at least the dialogue is being spoken and not something that we know is taking place, but we don't hear it because it's taking place behind closed doors, but we get the vibe and we see the behavior of it. So with Fat Joe, he's just verbalizing what we know a lot of people feel. And again, that's not all. So if you are of these Caribbean lineages and you are not in that same type of mind state, and you are with the unity and you are with the respect, then you need to have these dialogues with your family members that you know are on that wave. Simple. It's the season for that. Like I said, salute to the real rights. Happy Kwanzaa. Habaragani. It's a celebration, baby. Light up the Kenora wavy. It's a celebration, baby. Light up the Kenora wavy. It's Kwanzaa time, Kwanzaa's here. My favorite 7 days of the year. It's Kwanzaa time, Kwanzaa's here. My favorite 7 days of the year. It's a celebration, baby. Light up the Kenora wavy. It's a celebration, baby. Light up the Kenora wavy. It's Kwanzaa time, Kwanzaa's here. My favorite 7 days of the year. It's Kwanzaa time, Kwanzaa's here. My favorite 7 days of the year. Umoja, that's unity, cause it take much more than just you and me. Coochie Jackalia, self-determination. We need that, the birth of any nation. Ujima, I am my brother's keeper, Ujama. In God we trust. Most holidays just for the bucks, but this holiday's just for us.